Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. I am very gratefully sitting in my car in a tiny town in Texas. Very bittersweet. Very grateful to be able to come and support Kara Carrington, one of my dearest friends, with the loss of her mother, but also very grateful that I'm able to be here. The reason I'm able to be here is because of Plexus. The reason my relationship with Kara has grown is because of Plexus. I want to take a minute and I want to debunk something that I am seeing across the board, sort of across the board, with influencers that have this notion of do not send messages. You need to, in order to grow your network marketing business, you need to do that through social selling and through social media. I want to debunk that in a few different steps, but one of them is I don't know many people who have turned to Plexus because they want to spend more time on their phone or they want to work more than what they currently are doing. No way. The reason people are coming here is for financial freedom and time freedom. Time freedom to me does not mean being stuck on my phone, being stuck on social media, giving more to my social media audience than it does to my friends and my family. So I want to debunk it in that way. 2, I want to tell you 2 quick stories. There was a girl that I went to junior high and high school with. Her name was Meredith McCrory. And Mary had a very hard life. She was the granddaughter of a prostitute, the daughter of drug addicts, a very unhealthy life, very, very unstable, moved from home to home, lived in trailers, was evicted, just had a very hard life. Well, she was somebody that was my friend, and I was very involved in a youth ministry called Young Life. And I would invite her and invite her and invite her to come with me. And she would say no, 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 no. Well, a few years ago, and that was like 25 years ago, a few years ago, I got an email from her husband, Mac Brock. Some of you may know him. If you don't, go take a look at his, go look up his name, Mac Brock. He is a famous worship singer. Her husband, Mac, sent me an email and said, Emily, I have to thank you. You invited my wife to Young Life, and that changed her life because you consistently invited her. So Mary, she went from saying no, no, no to a very awful life, a very hard life, to me inviting her to Young Life. She came to Young Life, and that started this beautiful story of life change where she gave her heart to Jesus because I invited her to come and do something that I knew would change her life with Young Life. Now she is the vice president of Proverbs 31 Ministries. She is married to Mac Brock, who is, he had been the lead worship pastor of Elevate Church, and now he is a massive worship leader. So that is another story of the power of inviting. Another story is I'm really involved with our women's Bible study at my church. I'm very passionate about inviting people. Even if they don't want to come, even if it makes them feel a little uncomfortable, my heart is to make sure people know that they are seen, they are heard, and they are invited. And whenever we do our introductions at our Bible study, every single time random people will say, I wouldn't have been here if Emily wouldn't have invited me. And I say that not at all to boast. I say that to show the importance of inviting. People see the Bible study post in your bulletin at church. People see that Young Life is out giving out brochures saying, hey, come join us. But it's not until somebody gets a personal invitation that they feel comfortable going. Now, another story, Tamra messaged me over a 4-year period about 3 or 4 times about joining her with Plexus. If she wouldn't have messaged me, if she wouldn't have reached out, I would not be where I am today. I probably wouldn't be doing Plexus because I would see it on social media, but I wouldn't know the power of the products, the power of the business, the power of belief in me if somebody had not messaged me. So if you guys are out there following people who are saying, do not cold message, I want to say, yes, don't cold message, because cold message to me means copying and pasting and not sharing from the heart. So yeah, don't cold message. But your job is to invite people. If people are put on your heart because you think they could benefit from the products, you see that they're sharing all the time, that they are exhausted, they're dealing with their thyroid issues, they cannot lose the weight, they cannot sleep, they're dealing with restless leg, they have terrible headaches, then you send them an invitation because you have something that can help them. If they say no, that's fine. That's totally fine. But you've planted the seed and you've let them know what has helped other people with what they're struggling with. Simply inviting. If you don't invite, they're not going to know. And if they don't know, they're going to be struggling with this for a very long time, praying for something that we have. So I just want to encourage you guys in following those people who are seeing fruit, who are in their businesses, who are sharing with love, who are sharing with heart. I encourage you to beware of who you are training under. I'm not going to get too deep into this, but I'm going to be encouraging you, train under those people who you see moving mountains. Not people who are just talking, not people who are victims, not people who may have reached the top for a minute and then stopped and now are doing whatever. I don't even know. Trust your gut. Invite from your heart. Be authentic. Share from your heart. Don't fear that you're doing something wrong because you're cold messaging. Don't cold message. Send messages. Invite. Don't do copy and paste. Train under people who are moving mountains, who are passionate about their teams, who are passionate about what they're sharing. Some of my favorite people to follow are Jen Leith, Jordan Ronberry, Joanna Miller, Tamara Holloway, Rebecca Folks, Melissa Eichenhorst. Like, those people are grounded and they share from their heart. So go and invite, because you don't know whose life you could change. Don't let yourself get in the way of somebody's blessings. I love you guys. I hope that this helps.